Hello, my name is Mike C and welcome to my vlog relaunch. After 2 years of hiatus, I'm so happy to be back making vlogs for all of you. Thanks to all those who subscribed, those 800 plus people who have trusted, talaga namang nakakagulat at nakakatuwa yung pagsuporta ninyo sa akin. I really look forward to this 2022 making more creations and vlogs for all. In this vlog, I will be talking about considerations before you take a PhD. Para sa'yo ba ang PhD this 2022? You might be considering it now, or you might be in a PhD program already, or you're just curious kaya napadaan ka dito sa vlog na ito. I hope that this content can give you a clearer understanding of what the real score is when it comes to doing a PhD in the Philippine context. So without further ado, let's start the vlog. First thing that I'd like to tell you all is that a PhD is not for everyone. If I were to ask you, who among your high school classmates have a PhD at the moment? 'Di ba, ikaw lang or dalawa lang kayo or baka nga wala pa. A PhD is not for everyone. If you do not intend to be in the academe, in an international organization, or create a think tank setup or startup, then you will not need a PhD. You can be successful with or without a PhD. So if you are considering doing one, I am happy to share with you some thoughts on graduate school before applying. So what is the difference between a master's degree and a PhD? First, there are many types of graduate degrees, and one type is the master's degree, which you usually take after obtaining a college degree. Normally, there is the non-thesis track, and then you also have a thesis track. When you say non-thesis track, it means that the master's degree will require a capstone project or a portfolio rather than a thesis. Pero doon sa thesis track, you are expected to come up with a master's thesis. Both tracks are taken by people who want to level up in their careers, to diversify their career prospects, or to learn a new skill or competencies. If you decide to choose the thesis track, you can have an advantage of continuing your studies to pursue a doctorate degree, specifically a PhD. On the other hand, a doctorate degree also have different types. One type is the professional doctorate, and another is called the Doctor of Philosophy or a research doctorate. A professional doctorate is more pragmatic in nature, and it focuses on equipping the learners with advanced professional competencies with research components. Whereas a research doctorate or a PhD is more theoretical in nature because it aims to emphasize the student's ability to engage in scientific research, research communication, publications, fund acquisitions, etc. Most people who intend to pursue this highest academic degree, aka the PhD, are most lang, are highly motivated individuals who want to test their ability and go beyond the limits, go beyond their comfort zones. Apart from career advancements, obtaining a PhD prepares one for a career in the academe or in the industry, government, and international organizations. But in reality, a PhD has more explicit value in academe more than in other industries. In other words, in the academe kasi, having a PhD is more like an expectation with a lot of overt benefits. Whereas in other industries, when you have a PhD, when you have a PhD, parang mas implicit or mas negotiable yung mga benefits na makukuha mo. Although I know that doing higher and advanced degrees have been prevalent because of the pandemic, I caution you about predatory PhD programs. I could not emphasize it more, but doing a PhD is a serious undertaking because it will take a lot of your time, it will take away resources from you, your energy, your family time, pati nga social life, masasacrifice mo. So do not just take a PhD because it is trending, uso-uso lang, because you have nowhere else to go, or because you have nothing else to do, or because sinabi lang ng nanay mo or ng lola mo. I don't think those are good reasons for you to embark in a PhD journey. Now, because of that, I would like to share with you 5 practical considerations before applying into a PhD program, whether you're going to apply this year or in the coming years. So first, make sure to have a master's degree, preferably the one na may thesis. Okay? When you enter any PhD program, you are actually expected to have the basic competencies of research. So meaning to say, dapat marunong ka na gumawa ng scientific research, you have the skills in academic writing, teaching, and communicating your ideas. Number 2, check your personal resources. So if you have opportunities to get a scholarship, whether it's full or partial, by all means, take it. Kunin mo na. If there is no scholarship available, seek funding from your own institution or from governmental institutions. Marami naman kasi silang ino-offer na subsidy. If wala pa din, you can go for self-funding. But before I go there, you have to remember that when you are funded by somebody else or a third party, meron yung mga return service contracts. So you need to take note of those contracts. Okay? So if you will self-fund yourself, okay, make sure that you will not break your bank. Okay? Ibig sabihin, dapat kaya mo pa rin tustusan yung sarili mo without really sacrificing your finances. So that's number 2. Check your personal resources. Number 3, do a background check. It will not hurt you if you make a background check from the very people who completed and experienced the program. Yung mga alumni, kung saan man ikaw papasok for your PhD. You can also go through the website of the university and look at their program goals and curriculum. Do not forget to look at the credentials of the faculty members, particularly their expertise, research output, industry contributions, and overall societal esteem. If you hear things like, no one graduates from that program, sobrang hirap kasi, or similar stories, it could be a red flag. So take note of that. If you see no information on their website because it's not updated, it could also be a red flag. If the faculty lineup is questionable, then you may need to rethink your considerations. Number 4, have a research plan. Of course, you will not enter a PhD program without a research plan in mind. Unlike in the undergrad or sa master's wherein you think about your thesis towards the end of the program, sa PhD, as you enter the program, you should already have your research plan. Okay? Hindi naman kailangang polidong-pulido, but you need to have a more or less concrete research plan with a drafted timeline as you enter the program. It is wise to ask what the requirements are to graduate. Ask the supervisor or the professors in the program what are they expecting and what are their research priorities. So you may need to ask the following questions. How many publications do I need to graduate? How many conference presentations do I need to attend and present in before I graduate? May hardbound dissertation bang required? How many courses do I need to take in order to fulfill the requirements for graduation? This will help you plan ahead and factor in your personal and professional considerations, including your finances. And lastly, see if the PhD will give you one step forward in your career. Of course, we all want to know what will happen on the finish line. Doing a PhD, honestly, is a journey and not a trip. Most, if not all, want to reach their destination and win it. Apart from the PhD degree kasi, and the entitlement of being called a doctor, you may need to re-examine if the PhD will bolster your career or not. In other words, if the PhD will promote you, increase your salary rate, allow you to diversify your work, allow you to become a leader, allow you to teach and impart, and provide you with more job security, then do it. If you just want to gain professional skills in a certain field, either you can do a second bachelor's degree or another master's degree, if you will. I think that will suffice. For example, if you want to be a great clinician, doing patient care, and you really want to be a good physician, a good nurse, you do not need a PhD to be one. Just a disclaimer, in certain instances, a PhD can be detrimental naman in some industries and workplaces. This is because some workplaces cannot afford the rates of someone with a PhD, or perhaps yung PhD holders are too specialized that you will just be underutilized in that workplace. So don't be disappointed when you hear things like that. When you have a PhD or when you will have a PhD, tapos you will be applying and then you will not be considered for the job, not because you're not good, but maybe you're not the person that they want for that job. And maybe you have more reasons or maybe comments, so you can just comment down in the comment section if you have any thoughts about what I've shared with you. So those are the 5 things. Let me just review them for you. First is make sure to have a master's degree. The second is to check your personal resources. Third is to do a background check on the program. Fourth is have a research plan before entering any PhD program. And 5, see if that PhD will actually bolster your career eventually when you finish it. So again, if a PhD is not for everyone, my next question is PhD for you this 2022? After sharing with you the difference between a master's degree and a PhD degree and giving you some practical considerations before embarking into a PhD program, I hope that you now have a better understanding of your career goals in this new year. And with that, I'd like to thank you for listening and see you in the next vlog where I'll be talking about how to publish in academic journals. Do not forget to share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website to know more about my current projects and endeavors. Cheers!